being a former student from Collegepond, I wasn't alone who had chosen to go to the University of Washington. So I met a couple of people through Collegepond itself, and once the admits were kind of given out, you organically kind of start a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, and things like that, where people start discussing things, and just based on a lot of factors, then just for example, you'll have WhatsApp group, different WhatsApp groups by location as well, where people will try to meet up with each other. And then I think a lot of the times when you just go to these meetups, you feel comfortable with say 2 or 3 people, and then you can just kind of approach them about being roommates, or they'll approach you just based on your comfort level with people. No, I chose to stay off campus. I think generally when you come here for a master's, you generally do tend to stay off campus because that opportunity is there. Some people kind of try to contact seniors and people who they knew at the University of Washington in Seattle, and try to look for stuff online, apartments, and then approach seniors to maybe go and take a looks to make sure that it's a legitimate apartment. It depends again if you want to share a room in an apartment, or you want kind of an individual room. If you want to share a room in the university district, it'll come to close to around $450 to $500 per month, and this is excluding utilities, which can run up to around $50 to $100 more again, just based on your usage of things. If you want a room for yourself, that can go up to almost $800 to, I would say, even higher than that, $800 to $900, just based on the kind of apartment building you're staying. Some of the newer ones will obviously be more expensive, but there are older ones which are generally cheaper. So that's for rent. As I said, utilities come between $50 to $100, especially if you are around 3 or 4 people staying in a house. In that way, a lot of the important utilities like water, electricity, Wi-Fi, etc. get divided. Other than that, food also actually kind of depends on how you kind of function. If you eat out quite a lot, then obviously it'll be a little bit more expensive. It will be more expensive than cooking at home. I would say it wasn't much of a culture shock for me, considering that I had expected, especially nowadays, especially with the technology and stuff that we have and the exposure we have to the US and other countries, it wasn't kind of a culture shock, but obviously things are very different, just the way things are, in it, over here you just tend to follow rules more than anything else, which are laid out, which I think in India we kind of disregard at times. So those kind of things, you're more polite, you wouldn't talk out loud, at least too loud, and just normal things like that. But obviously there is a settling in period where you learn basically by just being here, and that settling in period would be close to a month, where that's before you start college, and once you start college it just kind of kicks up into high gear in any case.